Hello, everyone. Welcome to Original Content Self-Inflicted. I'm your ghost with the most spooky, and today I'm joined by author of Purpose.
Honestly, I'm not sure what to say. Do you think water would be good for me right now?
Probably. I mean, water's always good for
Okay.
you,
Yeah.
unless you're drowning. And I'm also joined by Mr. Meme.
Hello.
And today we are looking at a very funny story. If you're in our Discord server, you've probably heard me bring up the story about a xenomorph that constantly gets very awkward erections. This is that story. It is called Dick, and by Dragonite, the
The
Pokemon Dragonite,
like the Pokemon. Like
and his profile picture is Heavy Weapons Guy.
yeah. It's
Uh,
the only
the
story.
description the description is, what if the xenomorph known as Six
Wait,
lowercase
no, not
and
what
a
if the xenomorph. It's what if the xenomorph.
Oh, yes, sorry, how silly of me. What if the xenomorph, known as Six, had a female scientist that cared how he was treated inside the Weyland-Yutani laboratories, in which return gave him strange new feelings toward her? Human-xeno pairing.
Great. It's great.
Yeah.
So if it's like xenomorphs, the aliens
You,
from Alien, you know.
I like to eat things with my little mouth, too.
Why are they called? Why are they called? Why is the movie called Alien if they're about xenomorphs?
Because, like, xenomorphs are the alien.
How come they didn't call the movie Xenomorph?
Because, like, well, first off, they didn't name them xenomorphs until the second one. Anyway, what if the xenomorph known as Six had a female scientist that cared how he was treated inside? Wait, no, sorry. What if the xenomorph known as Six had a female scientist that cared how he was treated? Wait, sorry, fuck. I'm getting, I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited.
this
We're on chapter one, Birth, and a new friend.
that is
Ah,
not a good sign.
yeah. Honestly, that chapter title gives me Maverick vibes. Like, tell me that's not exactly the kind of chapter title Maverick would have.
I think so. Birth and a new friend.
Yeah. What if the other xenomorph known as Six had a female scientist that cared how he was treated inside the Weyland-Yutani laboratories, which in return gave him strange feelings towards her? Human xeno pairing. My story is based off of the AVP game for PS3 and PC. Follow the actions of the Xeno. I noticed I couldn't see any stories on fanfiction about this alien in particular and thought, I may as well make one on him. This is my first fanfic, so be gentle with the reviewing.
No
The
criticism.
alien, no criticism, no bully, only ass pats. Uh, and other recognizable characters that I use belong to Sega, I think. But my O/C's are mine that I came up with. It'll probably switch between third and first person while writing. This stands for human speech. This will stand for human thoughts. This will stand for alien
well,
thoughts.
but the first two are the
Alright, Miss.
exact same thing. They're just slanted a little.
Yeah, that's called italicized.
Hate that shit. Um, so
You want to narrate, Mr. Meme?
I guess so. In the lower levels of the Wayland Yutani research labs, a group of scientists watched in anticipation as their
No,
necessary.
they put an H in there. Let's watch. Watch. Like, it's Hank Hill saying it.
A group of scientists watched in anticipation as their necessary victims shifted and groaned in their sleep. One of the males began to wake, and once he became aware of his surroundings, began to panic.
Huh, huh, please, somebody, help me.
Doesn't sound very. He doesn't sound very frightened.
He had a lobotomy.
Oh. Please, somebody help me.
Jesus Christ.
He yelled as he
That might be
fully...
bad.
Fuck off, I'm autistic, I can make these jokes. He yelled as he fully became aware that he was strapped down and had a glass-like canister suspended in front of his chest. He glanced to his right and noticed his companion was making pain noises in his sleep and began to frantically toss and turn in pain. Suddenly, in a burst of gore and blood, an odd-looking worm-like creature had erupted from his
Worm?
chest.
Mr.
Hello,
Meme.
I'm come from Apple World.
Mr. Meme, would you still record the? Would you still be part of the channel with me if I was a worm?
Hell yeah, man.
Fuck yeah, dude. Same here.
Where are you from?
Albuquerque.
Are you from Apple World?
Sure.
Okay. And
I'm
became.
bookworm.
You've been eating worms? It became trapped in the glass canister suspended in front of the man, the same type of canister that was in front of him. We get it. He began to feel pinches within his chest and he gasped in pain as he gradually got worse and worse screams of pain soon began to come from the man as blood began to visibly appear from his chest.
Okay, the pinches in his chest means he has to like take a shit.
Somebody's giving him purple
Like
nurples.
well, like you ever have that feeling where like you really gotta take a shit and it starts to hurt in your chest?
More around the stomach region, but I guess.
No, I swear to God, one time I was out in the woods with my dad and I was like it felt like I was having a heart attack.
Okay.
But I just had a really, really painful shit.
Okay.
That is that that is a true story.
That's a true story?
Yeah, it's a true spooky moment.
Dang. Anyways, this is you.
Arg. Oh, we are.
Arg, me matey. And with a final cry of pain and suffering, his chest burst, and the same worm-like creature,
Oh
too,
shit!
squirmed out of the
What
man and became trapped in its own glass prison.
what should we call this creature that burst out of that man's chest?
Uh, chest bursters?
No, sternum breaker. Fuck is that thing you said? That's stupid.
The scientists watching through the two-way mirror eagerly prepared themselves to
What?
retrieve the creatures.
Two-way mirror. Two-way mirror. That's called a window.
That's just called a window. What are you talking about? Like, it's why do you need a two-way mirror for anyways? These guys are already gonna fucking die.
A window.
You don't need that. Stupid.
Might be my favorite. Like, fuck. That's like when they were teaching that one chimp sign language and it couldn't remember the exact sign for a word, so it like combined two other words.
Yeah.
That exact scenario. The author couldn't remember the word for window, so they said two-way mirror.
Yeah. Jesus.
That may be that's probably one of my favorite moments. Two-way mirror. Shut up.
Anyways, that's the last. That's the last of them, commencing specimen retrieval. A scientist reported as he and another went to collect the creatures.
Be gentle with them. Wait, no, Mr. Mim, you be her. You be her. You be this woman.
Hold up. Be gentle with them. A feminine voice is called out to the two leaving scientists.
That sounds like the name some like shitty feminist rapper would call her. Like back in 2016, back when that shit was popular, I could totally imagine some like like a radical feminist
Feminem.
rapper calling herself that. Yeah.
Feminem. Okay. Oh Jesus! Why is this here? Fucking
Eminem. It's amazing. It's amazing how in like any other story that would have been the funniest thing so far.
yeah.
Like there are so many jokes you could make with Feminem, but I still haven't gotten over two-way mirror.
yeah.
I don't think I'll ever be over two-way mirror.
God, fucking so stupid.
Yeah.
You want to be Wiz?
Oh shit. You wear it too much, Dr. Jones.
a,
A wise voice.
a wise voice with
Goddamn,
hints of
I fucking like
slyness
my
commented
allergies are acting up, and it's like I'm congested, and every time I snort through my nose to try and clear it up, I feel like I get lightheaded.
commented to her.
Commented.
There's supposed to be. Is there supposed to be one M?
No, it's comment in the past tense.
Oh, okay.
You fucking idiot.
Just being a stupid ass.
Yeah, yeah. But we don't want to, audience. We don't want to give you the illusion that we know what the fuck we're talking about.
Anyone who's editing this video, most likely me, just like take a picture of me and just like slowly like edit. It's just like slowly fading like a lollipop in front of my face with the word "sucker" on it.
Yeah, use the same picture that I put in your epitaph at the end of Freddy Fazbear versus Huggy Wuggy card in the corner.
Oh yeah, that was funny. The Sly. They can endure so much more than being knocked around in a glass container. The woman shifted her gaze from the creatures to him.
Wait, no, okay. That was supposed to be me. They can endure so much more than being knocked around a glass container.
The woman shifted her gaze from the creatures to him. They're still babies, Mr. Yutani.
Babies that kill.
She shows him the Rugrats. Remarked a gruff voice next to her.
Rugrats.exe.
No. Even so, they should not have to suffer it. Dr. Jones. Okay, Dr. Jones, I won't touch anything. Dr. Jones Dr. Jones turned back to watching the scientist retrieve the specimens when she noticed something was wrong. One of the containers was empty, yet it clearly had one of the creatures in it a moment ago.
Oh, what happened to specimen 6?
Mentioned one of the scientists opposite the two-way mirror. They're doubling down on that, I guess. Dr. Jones glanced at the body in front of the empty container as it
two-way mirror
on its own accord.
I just forgot about it.
She could see something moving in the body's throat. That's not how you spell it.
It's a big old loogie.
He's gonna like projectile spit it at her.
Projectile spit a big green glob.
God. That's be his final fuck you. Suddenly the missing creature
Final smash
lunged out of the body's mouth and let it out a small screech.
It had a top hat and a cane, and it started singing, "Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Oh, you're a smart one, aren't you? Aren't we?"
It sounds like, I don't know why, but I feel like your character, the voice you're doing, would fit right in at Deagle Nation.
I did not piss my pants. I just had Mountain Dew cans in my pants. When I sat down, it exploded all over my crotch area.
I gotta put Deagle Nation in the in-jokes playlist.
Sure. She mentally thought to herself, slightly proud that the tiny infant had already thought of a way to escape its prison. However, Dr. Groves didn't have the same praising thoughts as he lunged at a large red button designed to purge the room.
A big red button that said, "Fuck you."
No! No! She yelled.
Bad, bad,
As she,
Dr. Groves. Drop it.
not as good as not as good as the name than Dr. Wallstein.
Dr. Willie.
Dr. Willie. I love that fucking typo. She yelled as she reached her arm out to stop him, but it was too late. The button had been pressed, and the room with the creature and the two scientists began to fill with a white gas. It's baby powder. The scientists coughed
This white phosphorus.
and gagged as they banged on the mirror to let them out, while the small infant creature screeched in pain. It hurt to watch the infant in such pain, but that would soon stop as the hand yanked Dr. Griff's hand away from the button.
No, Dr. Groves. I want it alive. I like this one.
Waylon?
Wayland Yutani.
Like Waylon Smithers?
No, Wayland Yutani.
Smithers, there's a person in this fanfiction reading that has your name in it. Oh wow, that's very interesting, Mr. Burns. Waylon released his hand and looked back through the two-way mirror.
Send in the combat android. Oh wait, two-way mirror. Send in the combat androids. Pick it up for the program.
Waylon decided after a quick moment's thought.
Dr. Jones, help look after this one. I can see great promise coming from this one.
Waylon said somewhat proudly as he watched two synthetic androids marched into the now slightly gassy room. Dutch,
You might say it's incredibly gassy.
It's world's biggest Dutch oven. And restrained the screeching
Something
infant with
incredibly,
metal prongs.
Mr. B, do you know incredibly gassy?
No.
Look it up. Incredible.
I hate this shit. Why?
Are you going to images? You did not need to get. You can stop now.
This is the worst shit. No, you fucking.
Why are you still looking at it? I've never even looked at it this much.
I hate you. Fuck you. He's stupid.
I'm sorry.
Incredibly gassy. I like my joke of the world's largest Dutch oven better.
Yeah, that is funnier.
And restrained the screeching infant with metal prongs. It was quickly shoved back into its container and taken away to be marked for Waylon's program, which Dr. Jones knew would hurt it. At first, it would be branded with the number it was designated. I'm reading this like a fucking toddler. As N then studied and experimented on for probably the rest of its life.
The experiment is they put them in hot dogs and Mr. Wayland eats them.
Dr. Jones followed the combat androids as she knew where it would be taken. She followed the androids to a room where the screeching infant was forcibly clamped onto a machine which would burn a number onto its head. She could only watch as a metal panel slid over its tiny head and smoke visibly rise from vents on the side could tell it hurt by the amount of pain yells it was giving off.
No shit.
When the panel slid off of it, she could visibly see the number 6 branded into its head. Looking at the small infant in pain, she couldn't help but feel sorry for it. The xenomorphs, which were being studied in the laboratories, were treated as animals. Yet she knew they were smarter than that. She never took Waylon's job application to turn the xenomorphs into bioweapons. She had took the job as an opportunity to get close to them and fuck them. And to help understand them better. They truly were a remarkable species.
She's gonna be so disappointed when she finds out they don't have dicks.
What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Silently, she moved to a cabinet in the room she was in after she couldn't bear the infant's pain anymore. She retrieved a small jar with a blue jelly inside of it, which generally used to heal severe burn wounds on humans.
Is it Vicks Vapo Rub?
Yeah, someone pass me the jelly! But worked just as well on animals.
It's
So
Smurf paste.
It's Smurf Nut.
Yeah. Yes. It's the Smurfs are canon to AVP lore.
Yeah. God. God. You love that, don't you, Spooky? You love that the Smurfs are in one of your favorite, things.
No, they're not.
Really?
Yeah, I lied. I made a joke. The Smurfs are canon to AVP.
I know that.
You did you?
No.
No, you did.
No,
No, you
I was
didn't.
making
You
it.
you.
I was making a joke about how you hate the Smurfs.
I do hate the Smurfs, but you thought I was being serious.
No.
No, bullshit. You're lying. You're a
I
terrible liar.
was no. I'm making a joke about how you hate the
Little
Smurfs.
piss, little piss bait, little shit cum baby.
At least I'm alive.
How dare you?
At least I'm a god, dude.
What's a god to a non-believer?
Someone under my ball sack.
Wait, no, no, no.
But worked just as well on animals, so she assumed it would help the xenomorph. As she neared the infant, one of the combat androids halted her advances.
You want to voice the combat androids?
Sure. Stop civilians are to keep their distance from xenomorph specimens at all times.
No, no punctuation.
Dr. Jones quickly shot an angry glance at the synthetic human. You fucking androids!
I'll use you to something. I'll be honest. I was hoping I'd have something cool.
I have been authorized by Mr. Yutani himself to aid in the care of this creature. You have no right to hold him against my orders. The android stared coldly at her for a few minutes.
Aren't those the indigenous people of Canada?
I guess so. Before deciding she was correct and allowed her to pass his programming. Would not allow him to intervene with her job. I just realized there is no punctuation anywhere.
Yeah, there's one period at the end of the sentence.
There's a lack of commas.
Yeah, no commas. Oh, I mean, yeah, Mr. Beam, do you want this author to be in a comma?
You know what I mean.
I know. Does the author know what I mean?
Probably not. There's a high chance they don't even know this video is going to exist. The small Xeno...
Probably not. Don't reach out to them.
Don't contact them. The small Xeno looked up at the advancing human without a small screech as he demanded that it get it back away. He watched the human dip its fingers into a jar it was holding and withdrew its hand with a sort of jelly on its fingers. He began to squirm against his restraints out of fear that the human would hurt him, but to his surprise, the human gently rubbed the jelly into its burn on its head.
However, she failed to realize xenomorphs are allergic to Vicks Vapor Rub, and it exploded and sprayed acid and killed her.
Really? I don't know anything about Alien, dude. I'm trying. He lightly cringed at the human's touch, but the way it
I lightly cringed at this story.
Gently massaged and cooled his burn, told him that it was no threat to him. It's okay, little one, the human softly said to the still fidgety Xeno.
No capitalization either.
No one's going to hurt you. The little Xeno soon began to ease into the human's nurturing
Oh yeah.
touch.
Hold on, Miss Beam. Is that the voice you're using because there's no punctuation at the end of the quotes?
Yeah.
And that is the perfect voice for that.
Feminem. From the sound of her voice and physical
Sorry.
appearance, it was now obvious that the infant that this human was female. He was now crooning at her
The female?
female, oh fuck, at her touch,
Oh
enjoying
God.
the attention she was giving him. And once she was done rubbing the jelly onto its head, he realized that his burn no longer hurt. She had helped him, but as she drew her hand away, he let out a small whimper to the female. As if it was what was his way of saying to her, "Don't go." She hesitantly brought her hand back and brought it under his chin and neck and tenderly began to stroke. I'm gonna fucking delete this. Dr. Jones couldn't believe what she was doing. After she had rubbed the burn jelly onto the small Xeno, it let out a sort of whimper to her, as if it was missed the attention she gave it. We get it. Yeah, we know. She slowly
Get it.
brought her hand back to it and again to stroke its chin and neck, and soon it began to gently let out small hisses of delight. I wonder if it will remember me after it molts into its adult form, she thought.
I'm Slim Shady. Yes, I'm the real Shady.
Mom spaghetti, she thought.
White America.
But her thoughts were quickly cut as an intercom began to sound and she was called to meet with Dr. Groves regarding urgent matters. The androids caught on to this and began to nudge the female doctor away from the xenomorph with the butt of their guns. Hey,
Guns.
hey, you don't have to push. Little Xeno's head shot to the odd-looking humans that were pushing the nice female away from him. Began to let out screeches.
My lady, no!
This the first ever Xeno neckbeard.
Yeah.
He began to let out screeches in small roars in protest, and she was likely shoved towards the
You
door.
think the Xenomorph would watch Captain Marvel and cry?
God, that movie sucked.
Yeah.
It really sucked. It really blew. It blows.
You know what blew worse?
What?
Marvels. I assume. I never saw it. I don't think anybody saw it.
I didn't go see it.
Yeah.
Dr. Jones looked back at the screeching infant, and she was forcibly removed from the room. Her name is Dr. Jones.
Yeah.
I thought it was like another doctor. Shit. Aw,
Nope.
he doesn't want me to go, she thought to herself as she looked back, but her view was soon obscured by the
Wait, no,
android.
Mr. Meme, I just noticed that doesn't. It's not doesn't. It's docent.
Doesn't. It doesn't want me to go, she thought to herself as she looked back, but her view was soon obscured by the androids as they now fully
Hey,
blocked.
hold on. I just realized. Feminem, we did not make an "I'm not afraid" joke.
I literally sung "I'm doing this for me," so fuck the world, Gino Beans.
Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't listened to that song. I only listened to 5 Eminem songs.
It's in Bullies Get Bullied.
I know. I don't listen to Bullies Get Bullied every day. I'm I love the Still Done It, but I'm not a religious fanatic like you are.
I was watching it since 2018.
Ooh. What, do you want a blowjob?
No,
Good. I'm not offering.
I'm not gay,
I'm not gay, homo.
bitch. She thought to herself. And
Those are all her inner monologue.
Yeah. View from the Xeno and left the room with her. The small xenomorph looked frantically around the room, Looking for the female that was taken from him, he now felt cold without
Taken from
her
him, he
warm,
now felt cold.
her warm
No
hand
period. You
touching
gotta do
him.
all of this in one breath.
I'm not doing this in one breath, fuck you. Touching him, and
I'll,
alone as he let out small wails, hoping she would come back. The door suddenly slitted open, and two other scientists came to collect the saddened
Slided.
infant. He chose not to focus what happened next, as he once again was stored into a glass container and moved to a small metal room surrounded with windows.
Windows? What the hell are windows? You mean
Two-way
two-sided
mirrors.
mirrors?
Two-way
Yeah,
mirrors.
yeah. Okay, either a two-way mirror is that it's a mirror on both sides, or that you can see through both sides. Or maybe it's like bifocals, where like the top half is a mirror and the bottom half is a window.
Yeah, that's what they're referring to when they say two-way mirror.
I mean, what could they be? Two-way mirror.
Stupid, I know.
It's funny.
Anyway, so this is the xenomorph.
Maybe she would like me more if I was stronger.
Fucking anime protagonist here. The small
Yeah.
Xenos thoughts suddenly began to come back to him as he examined the room he was no placed in. He could molt
He was
here.
no place. No, doggy afuera.
He could molt here. He wouldn't stay in this small form for long, and maybe if he was bigger, he could keep other humans from touching his kind one. His kind one. He soon began to wonder to himself why he wanted this female to like him more, but his thoughts on the moment were focused on trying to get his body to change.
Yeah, you ever been there? You're like, oh man, I want to grow up. So you just stand there and like, just like tense your whole body up, and trying to like force yourself to become 21 so you can buy beer, but you just shit your pants instead. We've all been there, right?
Yeah. What was I called here for? Dr. Jones said to Dr. Groves, slightly angry that being called away had seemed to hurt the new xenomorph that liked her.
Uh, uh, have I done something to anger you, Scarlet, eh?
Said Slyla.
Oh, no, Mr. Meme, it's...
The Sly!
No, it's...
Oh.
From a way to discover the truth.
Oh.
You voiced, so that's your line, sorry.
Have I done something to anger you, Scarlet? I keep forgetting. He keeps changing voices, doesn't matter.
Well, he keeps changing roles and forms and genders, so...
He's the
is
perfect
liquid.
voice actor.
Yeah, he is. He's the perfect role.
Yeah. Said Sly to her. No, I was tending to the newborns. And don't call me by my first name, thank you very much.
No, that's not first. That's not first.
Frisk. Don't call me by my first name. Thank you very much, Doctor.
I forget what Steel Donut story it is, or if it even was a Steel Donut. It might have been one of the ones we did, where like someone went on their fist. Oh, it was in Saints on Amy when they went on their fist date. Card in the corner.
Slightly annoyed that he had called her by her actual name, when he very well knew that she had a
Oh, we brought my gamer tag.
Big Butt 69.
I just realized the chapter name has a misspelling. It's Birth in a New Freind. Anyway.
I had a dislike for him.
Very well. Wait, no. Oh. Very well. Now onto the matter of why you were called here. Mr. Utani has decided to spearhead the archaeological dig site at those ruined temples, and has asked me to handle the xenomorph training program.
He said as he looked over a sheet of paper on a desk that told him in great detail of what he now had to do. What does this have to do with me? Dr.
Not a
Jones.
question.
Dr. Jones, or Scarlet as she was called, said to him.
I am a busy man, and I cannot hold up all of these responsibilities. I will need you to help for some of the most important one. For some of them, the most important one is overall health and aid of Specimen 6. I will need you to do this job for me.
Dr. Jones' eyes were now fully focused on him as he
Oh, good. She knows how to do eye contact. She's not debilitatingly autistic.
as he talked about what she had to do with the particular xenomorph. I would gladly accept this position. I would gladly accept this position. Fuck. She said happily.
Fuck.
That she would get a chance to see the xenomorph that had taken a liking to her and see how it would react when older.
Very good.
He said after hearing her choice.
You may begin working with the Xeno after it's grown to adulthood.
He said.
You are dismissed.
As soon waved his hand to her to get her to leave his office and let him continue.
Go away, I got to go masturbate.
Continue his now busy work schedule. Scarlet left his office. Yeah.
Do you think, like, the people working at these laboratories ever, like, thought about fucking the xenomorphs?
Oh, most definitely.
Probably, like...
Most definitely.
It's like... I'm just picturing you being like, dude, I can't find the hole. Well, what about, it has 2 holes up front. Are you crazy? That's stupid.
There's a third
Are you
hole.
a coward?
There's a third hole!
And then it fucking impales them through the skulls with its tail.
Yeah. Scarlet left his office.
Berkeley should hire me.
They'd be a lot better.
Oh yeah, who knows? Maybe some of their stuff would actually be funny.
Scarlet left his office and soon found the holding cell for the xenomorph, designated as 6.
Xenomorph.
Xenomorph. Looking into itself through one of its many windows, she could see it had already started its metamorphosis to adulthood.
No, that's not that's metamorphosis.
Now, she thought, the real work would begin.
That's chapter 1 done. Let me know what you guys think of it and give me any ideas on how I could improve this story. I'm marking this as T because I don't know whether or not I'm going to include a sex scene or not in later chapters. That was chapter 1, Birth and a New Freind.
Is there fucking in this story?
I don't think there's a sex scene. I think this... It gets really close, but I don't think there's any actual fucking. A few reviews. Already pretty good. Thank you guys for your support in Apocalypse Survivor. I intend to try and stick to the Alien campaign for AVP, but with my own changes to them. And regarding my grammar, for some reason, if you type someone's name, for example, Dr. Groves, you have to have a space after the full stop, or else it completely ruins the name. I had thought I got it for all of them, so when I saw this and re-uploaded it, but I'll have to watch it for that mistake in the future. Thank you for that helpful info!
Told you, it's impossible.
So here's chapter 2, everyone. Wayland Yutani, Dr. Groves, and 6 belong to their respective creators at Sega. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but Scarlet, or Dr. Jones, belongs to me. The same thing as before, but this will be Hive speech, and this will be 6's speech to the Hive.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Chapter 2, A Curious Experiment.
Oh, is this... That's how I discovered I was bisexual, actually. A curious experiment.
Yeah. So, Six struggled against his hardened cocoon that enveloped his
Been there,
body.
brother.
His newfound strength and size creaked against his prison, as he newly molted form indicated that it was time he broke free. Moving back and forth, he could feel the casing break as he poked his head out of an opening atop his head and breathed air into his lungs with renewed vigor. He summoned up all his strength, although feeling hazy at the sudden movements his body was performing, pushed his new sleek black form through the front of his cocoon and collapsed onto the cold floor of his cell.
Is it just me, or did like the writing quality take like a big jump up in quality?
I don't know.
Like it's. I'm not saying it's good, but I'm like, there's like market improvement. Anyway, cold.
He thought as he shivered a lightly curled himself up and held his body close for warmth. Suddenly, voices began to sound in his head, and he looked around the room to find its source, but found nothing. You can be the hive.
I'll be the hive.
Actually.
Actually, how about we both do it because it's multiple hive. It's the entire hive. Wait, no, this is just the queen.
Okay.
You be the queen, Mr. Meme. The mean queen meme machine.
Child! A gentle yet strong voice sounded in his head. Do not be alarmed. You have nothing to fear from me. The voice sounded again.
Bones. Email.
He thought to himself. I have been trying to reach you all of my children with our hive mind, but it proves more difficult when they molt further away from me. But that is not important. You may call me mother if you wish, as I was the one that birthed you.
Well, technically, you birthed the facehugger that implanted the egg that became him. But, semantics.
Sure.
What, mother? Why have you contacted me?
You have to free your brothers, and then free me, the humans. Keep us trapped like animals. When the chance arises, escape and cut down all who stand in the hive's way. The queen spoke her last words with anger in her voice. Anger for the humans. For the Halmans.
The hummus. She really hates hummus.
Fuck hummus.
Fuck hummus. All my homies hate hummus. I will do this, mother, and I will escape and help free you as soon as I am given the chance. But why are you asking me to do this?
He asked slightly, curious as to why he was chosen to free his hive.
I like how you read that like if there was a pause in the sentence, but you put the pause in the wrong spot.
You are stronger and smarter than your siblings. I can
And you
sense
have
that.
and you have the biggest penis.
I can sense that much from you. You.
Damn, you get that from your dad.
Shut up. That is why I chose you. Plus, you have been isolated from them as well. I sense that you are alone, which hopefully means the location you are trapped in is different. His queen replied.
I understand, mother.
Good. Then be cautious of the humans. They are infatuated with our race and are more dangerous than they appear. The queen replied.
Yeah, the queen replied. One word.
The queen replied adding a hint of seriousness to her tone at her last words.
Oh, I thought she was being very goofy with this message.
The
She was
queen's
goofy for most of the message up until that last bit.
Mhm. The queen's voice soon fell silent, and the lone xenomorph soon began to feel alone. But his mind soon remembered someone, the human that had been kind to him, the female. The last he had saw of her, she had been taken away from him, and he began to worry whether or not she was okay.
Surely, this wrong word. Surely she's not like the other human. No, she was gentle with me and made me feel wanted, and she helped me even in pain. She wasn't like the other humans.
His hand glided over the faint burn that was now imprinted onto its head.
No, Chihuahua. They have scarred me.
He thought sadly as his hand moved from his head and he now examined his surroundings. The room he was imprisoned in was small, big enough to move freely in, but not big enough to fit even a queen inside. It held the three windows that he could see, two doors, one leading into a sort of separate area to examine him through one of the windows, and another leading into a small corridor that looks as though he could be given things through. A strange device that looked like it was used for restraining someone was in the center of the room, and from the size of it, he knew it wasn't for a human, it was for him.
They won't get me into that thing.
He angrily thought to himself when a voice emitted from behind one of the glass windows.
Whoa! Specimen 6 has awoken!
A male voice sounded.
Jesus, look at the size of them.
Again it commented. That's quite enough! A familiar voice responded to the other. Six stared intently at the glass where the voice emanated from one of the humans. He did not recognize, but the other he remembered well. You go and give me a sample of the Queen's royal jelly. I wish to see what effect it has towards him. After watching the other human leave the room, Six advanced towards the seemingly fragile glass to examine the female better. It was indeed the human who had been kind to him as an infant. His tail began to subconsciously move back and forth like a fucking dog on the floor. Behind him, as watched the female curiously. Scarlet had ordered her assistant to go and retrieve a sample of the Queen's royal jelly, which the Queen had been secreting when she was still in her Praetorian form.
Oh yeah, Praetorian is like the middle stage of xenomorphs that have right before they get to Queen, they're also like the second highest form of xenomorph in the standard. They're like the royal guards almost.
Okay. What was the xenomorph in the Alien movie?
That was a drone. The one in the first movie was a drone, and then most of the ones in the second movie were warriors or soldiers, which are like the tier above drones. And then the one in the third movie was a runner, which is basically what happens when a xenomorph bursts out of the chest of a dog or an ox.
It apparently had a sort of effect on some of the xenomorphs that came into contact with it. Did I interrupt you?
No,
It had
I mean
apparently
potato chips.
it had apparently made her other xenomorphs fight each other so that they could get close and stay by the lesser queen. Once there was only one xenomorph left, Mr. Yutani ordered several combat androids to save what xenomorphs he could before they died from blood loss and ruin his holding cells with its acidic properties. The xenomorph that was left standing, however, had now become extremely territorial and aggressive to anything that tried to get close to it, or the Praetorian. It was eventually left alone, and the next day the Praetorian had begun to mold and emerge as a queen. The xenomorph that had been aggressive that day, however, was reported as simply exhausted. It had done nothing but lie down on its cell floor all day and barely moved, as though it had been kept up all night. Oh wow. And was now trying to make up for lost sleep. Oh, ooh, yikes. Scarlet, are they implying that they fucked?
Wait, hold on, I wasn't paying attention. What?
The xenomorph that had been aggressive that day, however, was reported as simply exhausted. It had done nothing but lie down on its cell floor all day and barely moved, as though it had been kept up all night and was now trying to make up for lost sleep.
Okay, no, they weren't fucking.
Scarlet was eager to see what effect it would have on Six when she noticed he had now moved up close to the glass that separated her from him. "You remember me, don't you?" Scarlet said softly to the Xeno. As if responding to her, he moved close to the glass and placed both of his hands onto the glass to give a small whine to her. "Do you remember me?" she said, rather happy that she now knew the xenomorphs were capable of remembering things from their infant stage. He gave a small hiss of delight in reply, but then she noticed the number 6 so clearly visible in his head. "Oh, I'm sorry that they did that to you. Did it hurt much?" Six moved his hand to his head again to feel his new scar. He let out a long whine to let her know the answer to his question. Oh,
Oh, that's him. That's 6.
oh, Muriel. The things I do for love.
The things I do for Carl.
The things I do for that pussy. Six examined her closely. As she watched him through the glass, he noticed she wore a white coat, like some of the other humans he had seen, but hers was longer. He also noted the physical features of her body. It was slim, and as he trailed up her body, he took notice of the soft-looking mounds that produced from her chest. The boobs, the big titties.
What? Oh shit! Hold on.
Pay
Do
attention.
my species have those on their chests?
He
I
wondered.
wish to nestle between them.
He wondered, little realizing had gazed at her chest a little too long, and the female seemed to take notice of what he was looking at. She slightly turned away from him and covered her chest, her face now a light shade of red. Her face now caught his attention. Dude.
Fuck, I'm sorry. What happened? Where are we? Oh, why had it changed color like that? I'm sorry.
Pay attention. He thought
No,
he
fuck.
he thought he now examined her face more closely and noticed now her eyes were a bright shade of green and her hair was black and reached sound to her shoulders. He
Down.
also sewn or
Stone. Oh man, I love reaping. Oh fuck, why am I sewing?
he also noticed she had a faint red line of hair also let down with her black hair. He also noticed that her skin was a lighter color than the other humans, sort of a pale color. Is she a goth?
Mayhaps.
It's fucking stupid. He stopped examining her, When he realized that she had not looked back to him when he made her face go red, he wondered what he had done to offend her. He banged on the glass with his head to get her attention and made a few lines. Shit. Scarlet turned her head back to the Xeno. She was still blushing even after she caught him staring at breasts. She didn't think the Xeno.
Boob!
Boobies! She
No,
didn't.
then the boob ahead. Get some big ones.
She didn't think the xenomorphs were interested in things such as that. Maybe he doesn't know what my breasts are. He is still technically fairly young. He's only been here for 2 days, 3 counting his face hugger stage. I wonder what would happen if I. No, 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 no. Scarlet's blush deepened and dismissed the dirty idea of giving Six the full view of her chest.
You are not fit to work here. Go away. You are not allowed to work with animals ever again. Go to hell. Go directly to hell.
You think she fucking faked her, like, her fucking, like,
I think she's banned from every humane society in the solar system.
yeah. She turned back to the alien who now hung his head low, obviously upset that she had ignored him when he was just curious about her. Oh!
Please, ma'am. Please, ma'am. Just a crumb of pussy.
Coochie! Coochie, ma'am!
Oh my god, it's a Xenosim.
She said rather softly, not realizing that he could handle being ignored so badly. Hey, it's okay. She softly to Six, which slowly brought his attention back to her. I'm just not used to people staring at my breasts. I don't hate you for doing it, though. You're just curious about me. It wasn't your fault.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
God.
How was it anything but hit? Moving on. We'll be here all day.
This God, this story went from like boring to fucking entertaining in like a
No,
couple
it went from really funny to kind of boring. Now it's back to funny again.
Six
I mean, how could you forget about the two-way mirror?
Six nuzzled against the glass as if accepting her apology, but he desperately wanted to get closer to her, to give her his own apology for staring at her.
It's called his penis.
2 birds, 1 family. He noticed that her hand was on the
2
glass.
balls and a bong.
As she was talking to him, and out of curiosity and hope that he could feel her, he placed his own black clawed hand in the same place where hers was. Scarlet stared silently at their hands. She had known xenomorphs to kill humans, yet here was one that wanted to have some affection bestowed upon him.
Ooh, head pat. God, that was nasty.
Sorry. Affection.
Don't be sorry, dude. That was fucking badass.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Affection he wanted from a human, no less suddenly. She began to hear footsteps approaching and quickly pulled her hand away from the glass and quickly began to...
Oh no, is she going to use the fucking queen jelly, queen jelly as like peanut butter to get like good dog to lick her pussy?
Shut up. And quickly began to write down some notes on Six's behavior. This is the same guy.
Oh yeah. I've returned with the royal jelly. Good God, is it close to the glass?
The apprentice scientist exclaimed, obviously never seen a xenomorph so close before. Don't drop the jelly. I want to see what happens when he encounters it. Scarlet replied to the surprised man.
Right, of course.
he
Ah.
replied as he
Oh.
placed a canister of the Queen's royal jelly into a slot connected the viewing room to
Queen.
the holding cell.
The Queen's gamer girl bathwater.
Scarlet watched
I
in
mean,
anticipation.
if we're just gonna double down on the xenomorph simp jokes.
I guess. Are there? I mean, there's obviously people that want to fuck a xenomorph, but like,
100%, 100%,
definitely.
definitely.
Scarlet.
I mean, they're literally a scary sex joke.
Scarlet watched in anticipation as Six noticed the canister being deposited into his cell, and he went to examine it. Six sniffed at the strange metal canister plonked into the room with him. He could see
Plonk.
plonked. It's plocked.
Okay, Mr. Meme from
It's
now.
plocked.
Yeah, Mr. Meme from now on only play Plock music in the background of the video.
The fucking harmonica solo
Yeah.
with him.
Pick whatever Plock music you want.
Sure. He could see some sort of liquid in the canister.
What do they want me to do with this?
Oh, what is this shit? He thought as he nudged it with his face and began to roll across the floor.
Do they want me to drink it? Mother said I should be cautious of the humans, but the kind female wouldn't give me something that hurt me, which... Fuck, that was unintelligible. I should be cautious of the humans, but the kind female wouldn't give me anything to hurt me, would she? Why do you have wiki cows? How to write a villain? How to write a
You know what? I have no idea what I don't know. I have no idea why I have these here.
How to write a sestina?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Was
These.
it for a school thing?
Why would I use WikiHow?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what that was all about. It's probably like years ago at this point. Who cares?
Probably.
Six decided to take a risk as he smashed the container with its sharp end of his tail and curiously watched the greenish liquid slowly seep from the canister. It's fucking like
Bro, it's Ecto Cooler.
Zacto Cooler, yeah.
It's Slimer's jizz.
He slowly bent down towards the canister and dipped his secondary mouth into the liquid, silently hoping it would hit him in any way. It wouldn't hurt him in any way.
It actually tastes funny. Sort of Swedish.
Swedish?
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 Swedish!
How's it going, bros? My name is PewDiePie! Six decided that the liquid...
Oh no! Six! Stay away from that bridge!
Six decided that this liquid was just something for him to drink at this point. Little realizing the effects the jelly would have on his body, Six suddenly began to feel strange as a growing heat began to build up inside his groin. Oh wow.
Oh,
Wait,
it
hold
begins!
up.
It begins!
He stopped drinking the canister's contents and looked at himself worryingly. He felt an ever-growing pressure build up and a slit became visible. He's a fucking vagina on his groin.
No, it's a cloaca.
A long, slender body part came out of him. This is what fucking Sonichu anatomy is.
No, that's just how animal anatomy works.
You ever seen that fucking panel? You ever seen that
I know what.
in Sonichu?
I mean, if you can put it up on screen right now.
Where Christian goes into in
Vivid detail about the sexual, about
how,
the Sonichu anatomy.
The sexual organs of Sonichu's and Rosachu's work.
Yeah. But that's just how animals work, Mr. Meme. I'm pretty sure humans are the only creatures with external genitalia.
They have to bend
You know, like
down a bit for the penis to slide out of their body.
you know the little like flap of skin on a dog, the sheath.
Yeah?
That's a dog's foreskin.
God.
I asked. I know that because I looked up. Do bats have foreskin? Because I wanted to like write a funny witch character, and one of the ingredients in her potions was bat foreskin. Because that's something a witch would put in her potion.
Okay. A long, slender body part came out of him that he hadn't seen before, and he suddenly became
Slender Man.
very erratic and full of energy. He rapidly began to run around the walls and ceiling of his cell like a fucking motorcycle in a cage of death.
I mean, because his dick is still out. I'm just picturing like he's dragging it behind him on the windows.
Of his cell in an attempt to wear off the unusual amount of energy he had suddenly
It's
received.
leaving a snail trail.
Oh, that's gross.
Fucking drag it. Just tell me that's not funny though, Mr. Meme.
God. It is. Keep reading.
What happened to me? Oh, oh, oh.
Six wondered, whilst rapidly sprinting around the room, seemingly unable to get fatigued. He caught a glance of the female that he liked behind the glass, in an overwhelming sense of desire washed over him.
And
God,
he
this is
started
so.
humping. He started humping the glass where her face was, and she. Oh,
He
oh.
he desperately wanted to get close to the human, feel the warmth of her body. He didn't understand why or have a reason. He then noticed the other human in the room with her, and anger took his mind like a fucking incel.
You better stay away from my lady.
He angrily thought.
You better not even look at her. If he does anything to get her attention, I'll tear his head off his shoulders. Fucking beta.
Letting anger get to him, he let out a loud roar and launched himself at the glass window. Scarlet was no less scared of the Xeno, now furiously banging and scratching at the shattered, resisting glass
With his cock.
with his cock out. Then she was curious for what she had just saw. The royal jelly
God,
had a sort
that
of aphrodisiac effect on the xenomorph. You knew this?
that that reminded me of something. It's like there's this dude like talking way back when about how like they had like dinosaur sex animations in the files at Ark, like in the dev kit for Ark Survival Evolved, and he was like showing them to his friend, and just like imagine how terrifying it would be if a Spinosaurus chased you with a boner. And I still think about that to this day, and that was like God, like 10 years ago, back when Ark was new. I
Yeah.
don't miss Ark. I should check out Ark Survival Evolved fanfiction.
Oh God. And had
I know
sent
it exists.
and had sent it into a hyperactive state. But what really caught her attention was what happened to him physically. He appeared to have got an erection.
Erection?
Erection! Ho ho ho! Whatever the effects did to the xenomorphs, it appears that the
You
Praetorians.
see the effects. You can see the effects. You know what they are. They are
the
very visible and slimy.
the Praetorians' secret, the secrete, the substance when they are without a queen Scarlet, then deducted that the xenomorphs would then fight for the right to mate with her, in enabling her with to turn into a queen. It all connected to her. Now considering what happened to the last xenomorph that came into it is.
Hmm?
The Praetorian fucked
What?
the xenomorph into a queen.
No, the Praetorian was fucked into a queen.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Um, shit. Enabling her to turn to queen on connected with concerning what happened to the last xenomorph that came into contact with the jelly. But now Scarlet was concerned about Six's well-being upon seeing another male, despite him being human, sent Six into a sort of frenzy as he now tried to smash his way into the observation booth she was in. If he didn't stop soon, he would probably hurt himself. If my hunch is correct, if we didn't have that shatterproof glass, he would most likely kill my assistant. And God knows what he would do to
Ew. Ew.
Scarlet thought, yet she already had an idea what he would do. She saw the lust on his face when he looked at her.
What? Wait, no. Mr. Meme, look at his xenomorph.
They don't have eyes.
Yeah, they don't have visible eyes. Put a picture of one up on the screen. They don't have eyes. They have like a weird skull thing underneath like the little visor that like are kind of eyes. But like we don't know if like you can't read their emotions. Voice act that real quick.
What?
The xenomorph head.
Oh.
There.
Oh. Oh. It's like the pufferfish that ate the carrot.
Yeah.
Scarlet thought it. Observation move.
What is it my line?
I'm sorry, I'm getting confused.
That's her. That she said that.
She saw the lust on his face when he looked at her. She had only one option. She had to knock him out. She looked to a bright green button that was in the observation booth with her and hesitated, pushing the button before taking one last look at Six before she pushed it. He was staring at her intently with his mouth salivating slightly. Scarlet still noticed that he still had a rock. I hate this shit. I hate this.
You laugh like that fat
Yes, I
Korean
laugh at
guy.
the fat Korean guy that likes the noodles. Shut the fuck up about it.
You kind of look like him too.
Fuck off. No, I'm not. I'm
I'm
not
sorry.
Asian.
Well, obviously, but like,
I'm white.
I'm white. I swear. I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell.
You are. He still had a rock hard erection, with appeared to be giving some discomfort to the xenomorph.
Oh,
I'm sorry, she silently whispered as she pushed the bright green button, and the holding cell began to fill with a white gas, not like the one used on him as an infant. This
oh,
type
so
was
it's not like that one. It's not like that.
as an infant, this type was designed only to render Six unconscious. It was the only way Scarlet could think that could pacify the Xeno.
Okay.
She watched as Six began to sway back and forth as the gas took effect. His hisses and snarls soon turned to whispers as he began to lose consciousness. Six soon laid motionless on his cell floor.
You think that was necessary?
Scarlett's assistant said, a little disappointed at the loss of his show.
What show? Did you like looking at his weird boner?
This scientist,
I kind of.
he's gay, apparently.
He's pitching a tent. Fucking. Oh, listen, sister. You're not the only person who wants to get fucked by one of these things.
Yes, if I did, If I didn't, he would have probably hurt himself. Scarlet replied, slightly annoyed at his lack of care for Six's well-being. Contact the combat androids. Have him put into his restrainer. Scarlet
I'm just
commanded
picturing
to
it's
her.
like a. I know what the restrainer looks like, but for some reason I just pictured it being like a baby's high chair.
Scarlet commanded to her assistant.
Yes, ma'am.
He replied. Note to self, Scarlet. Don't give him the jelly again. Scarlet mentally scolded herself. She was to make sure that Six remained at good health, not perform an experiment on him out of curiosity. She would have to make it up to Xena when she got the chance. Glug glug.
Got 3,000. That's chapter 2, guys. Took me a while to write, though. I thought I might as well give my version of what the Alien Queen's jelly does from the game to the aliens. I'm sorry, no practical use for them, so I thought I might as well give them the purpose of my next story in the next chapter. I'll be giving her version of an apology to things deserves, and I might start the beginning of the season escape from the laboratories and Freeze's hive. If you've played the game, you know what part this is. So until then, don't forget to peace out. I'm sorry, also there can be a sex part later chapters, so don't peace out. We're ending there.
So there's gonna be actual fucking or
No, from what I recall, there is no actual fucking.
okay.
All right, but you have to see more of that next time because god damn.
Damn, this for 2 chapters we got like an hour and a half worth of content out of it. Jesus.
I know this is a good one,
Yeah.
and it only gets funnier.
Yeah. So don't contact the author, obviously.
Join our Discord server. Check out Cece's Ko-fi.
Go play, I guess, Spider-Man 2 if you have a PS5. And if not,
Or
go
play Web of Shadows if you have an Xbox 360.
in the unlikely chance you still have an Xbox 360. I guess
Or the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
go call your mother. She's been worried about you. And
I'm also worried about her. I've been meaning to call her back.
Heyo!
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 And then, like me and Mr. Meme high five and the universe explodes.
Yeah. Goodbye. Good night.
Original content self-complete. Good night.
Good night. Sleep tight.
I'll tuck you in. Don't worry.